half and then breathe out on the bottom half.
Mental health tools are also featured in a growing number of free apps.
Breathing exercises, like if you're sad or mad or angry, it calms you down really quickly.
A wellness practice that could be beneficial for the whole family.
It's near impossible for the stress of the parents are experiencing to not overlap with what the kids are experiencing.
Experts say opening a dialogue about feelings can help parents and kids get through tough times together.
11Alive News at noon starts now.
Working to get the COVID-19 vaccine to rural areas across the country, the well-known retailer the CDC is hoping to partner with to speed things up. The House expected to pass a massive COVID relief bill today. How soon you could see that stimulus money in your bank account. Plus, what it is like to be part of a vaccine trial. Our investigative reporter taking a closer look at research for a potential fourth COVID-19 vaccine. But first, the state's 8th largest school district hosting its first mass vaccination today to get the COVID-19 shots to staff. Henry County Schools has about 5,000 teachers and staffers it needs to get vaccinated over just a few days. Tracy A. McPeer was there as the first people got in line in McDonough. She joins us live. How's it going, Tracy?
Well, so far, so good. And of course, this is a drive-through vaccination site. So starting at 9 o'clock this morning, cars with teachers and other school staff from across Henry County started lining up to get their shots.
I went in there really fast to get that first appointment. I've been waiting a long time for this.
Bus driver Florine Anderson was the first car in line at the Learning and Support Center at Henry County Middle in McDonough to get her vaccine on Wednesday morning.
I got teary-eyed a little while ago, just waiting. I am so excited. I'm so happy to have this vaccine.
Each car pulling into one of 5 lanes with school nurses from Henry County working to vaccinate 600 people a day.
And we're just going to have you sit here for 15 minutes.
Once school staff members get their shots, they pull over for 15 minutes to wait to make sure they don't have an allergic reaction. That's where we talked to Eagles Landing High School history teacher Claude Spinks, who says he was on board to get any vaccine he could, but is glad that with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, he is done in 1 dose.
And that's a big relief. I'm finished now.
Spinks says he got the shot to stay safe at work and to start to get back to normal.
This is going to give me the opportunity to be around my grandchild a lot more and very safely.
Now, this site will be up and running every day from today through Tuesday, March 16th.
All right, Tracy, thank you for the update there. And this is new at noon. Georgia's Democratic congressional delegation showing a united front today, pushing positive PR on that massive COVID relief bill.
And I want to say to Georgia that today is for you. So much is coming out of this bill that puts us in a decidedly different place.
The CARES Act, the aid went to the state, the governor's office, and mostly to the city of Atlanta. Smaller localities did not get direct aid. We've banded together to fix that, to ensure that not just the smaller cities like Savannah and Rome and Augusta, but also counties and smaller towns will get this direct support.
The House is expected to pass the $1.9 trillion relief bill today. In fact, lawmakers are debating it right now. None of Georgia's Republicans in Congress voted for the bill. They argue it contains large bailouts for blue states and cities who fail to manage the pandemic. Today, Governor Brian Kemp will give another COVID-19 vaccine update. The governor and the state's public health commissioner are expected to let us know where Georgia stands on distribution. He's also expected to address the progress since adding teachers and staff to the priority list on Monday. We will stream it live for you starting at 2 p.m. on 11alive.com and the 11Alive News app. And this just in, President Biden expected to announce plans today to purchase 100 million more doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. This would give the U.S. more than enough supply to vaccinate every American. 2 administration officials just confirming the agreement with NBC News. Earlier this month, the White House announced a historic manufacturing deal between J&J and rival drug maker Merck to speed up production of Johnson & Johnson's single-dose vaccine. The CDC looking to partner with Dollar General to help accelerate the vaccine rollout to rural areas. The talks come amid concern that people living in areas with no real access to big box stores won't get vaccinated. Dollar General is one of the nation's largest retailers with more than 16,000 locations. That's about 3 times the number of locations as Walmart and more than half as many as CVS and Walgreens. Dollar General recently announced it would give staff members 4 hours of pay to get vaccinated. We're learning new information each day about the COVID-19 vaccines, eligibility expansion, and the distribution process across Georgia. You can visit 11alive.com for the latest updates. All right, we want to get back to the COVID relief bill for a moment here. And this is a live look now at the House floor of the U.S. Capitol, where lawmakers are debating that near $2 trillion COVID relief plan. It has already passed the U.S. Senate, and it's expected to pass the House today. A vote coming soon. Tens of millions of Americans one step closer now to getting a $1,400 stimulus payment and lower health insurance premiums. NBC's Peter Alexander has more on what's inside the massive bill.
President Biden stopping by a D.C. hardware store, highlighting the impact of aid to small businesses. Some of them outmaneuvered by larger competitors during earlier rounds of COVID relief.
And we found out that an awful lot of that went to bigger businesses that, in fact, weren't supposed to qualify for it.
The House is poised to pass that $1.9 trillion bill today. In addition to those direct payments and extended unemployment benefits, the bill would lower the cost of Obamacare premiums for most Americans by increasing subsidies. By one estimate, a family of 4 making $60,000 a year would go from paying $379 a month to $158 for health insurance. It's a big win for cash-strapped state and local governments, too, getting a $350 billion boost. Welcome news for Brian Barnett, a Republican mayor in Michigan.
I'm anxious to see the funds deployed in my community to help those small businesses and those families that need it.
But Republicans say the Democratic bill is not focused enough on COVID relief, with some funds going to infrastructure and rail projects, museums and arts organizations, as well as environmental issues.
It's not focused on COVID relief, it's focused on pushing more of the far left agenda.
Another $28 billion directed to revitalize restaurants crushed by the pandemic. $5 billion more to forgive debts for Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous farmers. Republicans, pointing to projections that the economy and state budgets are improving, argue the massive bill is too costly after a series of COVID relief bills under President Trump that had support from both parties.
It didn't have to be this way. We could have had a bill that was, a fraction of the cost of this one, that could have gotten bipartisan approval and support.
Democrats say some people will get their $1,400 payment before the end of the month, and the White House says that timeline could be expedited, with the Treasury working on rushing those payments. Chesley, over to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Sheba. High thin clouds are what we're tracking now. Moving into the forecast area, started out with clear skies. Still got plenty of sunshine on the outside. You're looking at Noonan out down in Coweta County. It looks bright, looks nice. Yeah, and temperatures are responding to that sunshine. We're finally starting to warm up a little bit after spending time in the 30s and the 40s this morning. We're also tracking what's taking place back off to the west. You see that rain associated with a few of these clouds? That's not going to make it over here. In fact, you can see that light rain breaking up as it moves into parts of Mississippi. So we're not going to see that at least, but we will see those clouds move in. Temperatures now in the upper 60s, right around 67 degrees in the city, 66 in Covington, 68 right now in Peachtree City and down through Thomaston, 65 degrees in Blairsville, where they started out in the 20s this morning, 60 up in Clayton. It's going to be a comfortable afternoon as far as the temperatures go, looking at a high of about 73 degrees with that mix of sun and clouds through the rest of the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies by 7 o'clock tonight, and those clouds will continue to get out of the way as we head further into the evening. And then we're going to repeat the process for tomorrow, looking at temperatures getting up to 74 degrees, another 10 on the wazometer, my pick right there. 77 for a high on Friday, 78 degrees on Saturday. See, this starts to enter Sheba Russell territory right here when you start to get those temperatures up to close to 80. She likes that, but that's a little bit too high for us this time of year. We should be down into the 60s. We'll get back there as we head into next week, but our rain chance starts to go up. We're going to talk more about that in the full forecast coming up. Sheba?
You know we never want the temperature to be what it's supposed to be. It is 12:09 right now. A man found shot to death this morning inside a Clayton County apartment. It happened around 2 a.m. in the 600 block of Roundtree Road in Forest Park. Police say they were responding to a report of the stabbing. The 911 caller then led officers to an apartment, and that's where they found the man dead, shot several times. A Georgia sheriff is now reopening the case of a South Georgia teen found dead inside a rolled-up gym mat 8 years ago. Back in 2013, the body of Kendrick Johnson was discovered inside the Lowndes High School gym in Valdosta, and at the time, his death was ruled accidental. But his parents have long suspected he was murdered. Kendrick's family filed lawsuits and exhumed their son's body twice for independent autopsies that showed blunt force trauma as the cause of death. One of the autopsies, some of his organs had been missing. The Lowndes County Sheriff says his office will re-interview people connected to the case and will lead the investigation himself.
I want to start fresh with it and look at it all the way through. I think the community deserves it.
The sheriff says it will take his office about 6 months to investigate now that federal officials have turned over 17 boxes of documents related to their investigation. 2 Metro Atlanta police departments are searching for a man they believe is responsible for robberies in both cities. Police believe a suspect in an attempted sexual assault and robbery at a Decatur apartment building could also be behind a violent robbery in Brookhaven. Police say the security photo you just saw right here, it shows the man who acted like he needed help getting into the Decatur apartment complex on Sunday morning. Then he tried to sexually assault the woman who tried to help him gain entrance. But she got away, thankfully. Police say he left in a red Cadillac. Brookhaven police believe he could be connected to an incident also on Sunday morning where a woman was robbed and hit with a gun. The first jurors have been seated in the Derek Chauvin trial. He's the former Minneapolis police officer accused of killing George Floyd last year. 3 jurors have been seated. They were seated yesterday, 2 white men and a biracial woman. 6 potential jurors were dismissed as both the prosecution and defense struggle to find anyone who hasn't heard of the case due to the widespread media coverage. They need to seat 12 jurors and find 2 alternates over 3 weeks. Research surrounding COVID-19 vaccinations has not stopped. Up next, our Reveal investigator takes you along as she participates in a trial for a potential 4th vaccine.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no
black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Vaccines in the fight against COVID-19 now, but research into other possibilities is ongoing. Reveal investigator Rebecca Lindstrom and her husband are part of the Novavax trial. Like Moderna and Pfizer, Novavax takes 2 injections. They have no idea if they got the placebo or the real thing, but so far they've shown no side effects.
We have to keep taking our temperature every day for a year.
96.7.
But it's not so easy to remember.
Bad. In other words, I forget every 4 or 5 days.
I just ended up putting it here so that I see it all day while I'm working. That way I can't forget to do it.
Where your temperature is going, I'm going to save your pulse. At each visit, the technician at Clinical Research Atlanta takes our temperature again, along with blood pressure and then our blood.
They're taking a lot of blood samples. That was a little bit like, really? Do we need that much?
But all of that blood and other data will help Novavax and the FDA decide whether the vaccine is effective and safe. Of course, we all want the one that works best.
The key things are...
But public health microbiologist Amber Schmidtke says right now, the best one is the one you can get.
The thing that I think we all care about most is, does it keep people from dying and does it keep people from needing a hospital bed?
We don't know yet if any of the vaccines will prevent COVID's long-term side effects. But the more people that get the vaccine, the less opportunity COVID has to spread. And a big upside to Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is that it's just 1 dose and can be stored in an everyday refrigerator.
This is going to be a game changer.
But there's still 2 big questions. Can someone with the vaccine spread COVID if they're asymptomatic? And how long will protection last?
You're going to put your initials right here.
To help answer that, volunteers in trials like ours will keep coming back, keep giving blood to check antibody levels for the next 2 years.
The other big trial site for Novavax is the UK, and so far the vaccine has proven effective against that mutation. But since this is an ever-evolving virus, research continues long-term, so scientists are able to monitor any developing immune responses in the body.
Well, clouds will eventually continue to move in, and it will wind up looking like a day where we'll have the sun peeking from out of those clouds, similar to yesterday. And so no rain coming out of the clouds, so if you want to go out to the driving range, perhaps, maybe get some practice swings in, you know. I haven't been out there in a minute, and you probably can tell by that attempt to swing a racket. It will be nice enough that you can probably get away with the short sleeves as well. Temperatures will be up into the 70s later on this afternoon. A nice little southerly breeze, about 8-9 miles per hour. That's it. We've got a few clouds over us now, some high, thin clouds making their way in. Thicker clouds will move in as well as we head into the evening. We saw the same setup yesterday, just this same time, except temperatures now slightly warmer than they were yesterday. We're in the upper 60s at 67 degrees. Yesterday, around the mid-60s. You're looking at 68 degrees in Covington, 68 also in Peachtree City. Thomaston the same, 64 degrees in Duluth, 61 in Clayton, 67 right now in Blairsville. Blairsville started out at 29 this morning, and now they're the same temperature as Atlanta. So they started out with a coat. Now you can take that coat off and throw it to the side. 10 out of a possible 11 on the wazometer. This is how we rate your weather on a scale from 1 to 11, with 11 being the most perfect day we can have at this time of year. Again, 73 for the high temperature, but that mix of sun and clouds is the only thing that's preventing today from being an 11Alive day. If we didn't have those clouds around, it would be perfect. We've been looking at this rain, but notice how it doesn't move any further east past West Mississippi. Now, it's not going to make it over here. It's breaking up as we speak. So we'll get the clouds in, but not worried about the rain. In fact, our rain chance doesn't increase until we move into next week. So we got the rest of this week. High pressure has been dominant over our skies and continues to be so. That southerly flow bringing in those warmer temperatures and also some low-level moisture as well. Here's our forecast track model. You can follow along with the time right there at the top of the screen. Shows that by tonight we're still dealing with those clouds. This is by 8. Even after the sun sets, we'll still have a few clouds around, but they'll go away through the overnight. And then early morning on Thursday, expecting a few more clouds to move in. I think, again, Same setup. We'll have those high-thin clouds first. They'll become a little bit more widespread, try to overtake our skies, but no rain, and they'll go away once we head into the evening, going into Friday. So Friday morning, we start off with mostly sunny skies. And then by the afternoon, looking for that dance again with the sun and the clouds. Again, no rain associated with it, and we'll do it all over again as we head into Saturday. So from now through Saturday, this is the pattern that we're going to be in. We'll be dealing with that mix of sun and clouds and some very warm afternoons. 73 today, 74 degrees tomorrow, my pick for the week. 77 degrees on Friday. Saturday up to 78 degrees. So getting closer now to 80 with those clouds mixing in during the afternoon. Changes will come on Sunday. Now we spring forward, so we lose an hour, but we'll also have a 20% chance for some rain. Better chance for the rain comes by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Sheba, enjoy your afternoon.
All right, you too, Chesley. Thank you. The FBI releasing new video hoping you can help them solve a mystery. Who planted 2 pipe bombs near the Republican and Democratic National Committee offices in D.C. the night before the January riot at the U.S. Capitol? Here's NBC's Pete Williams.
Investigators believe this may show the actual moment someone planted a pipe bomb outside the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee the night before rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol. The FBI says these videos show the person who planted that bomb and another outside the National Republican Party headquarters. The 2 office buildings are a few blocks apart near the U.S. Capitol, and the discovery of the bombs after noon the next day drew police away from the Capitol, just before the first of the rioters broke through police barricades. The FBI says the 4 new videos show the suspect between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. when investigators believe the bombs were planted, carrying a backpack and wearing a face mask, gray hoodie, and black and light gray Nike Air Max Speed Turf shoes with a yellow logo. One video shows the person walking along the sidewalk, then stopping, reaching into the backpack, putting on glasses and taking them back off. Another shows the suspect appearing to stretch or wave as a Capitol police car drives by. Officials say they hope the videos will strike someone as familiar.
We know it can be a difficult decision to report information about family, friends, or coworkers. But this is about protecting human life.
Investigators say the bombs were made of 1-inch diameter metal pipe with wind-up kitchen timers attached. And this new detail, they contained homemade black powder as the explosive material. The FBI and ATF are offering a $100,000 reward for information that helps identify the suspect. The complete videos are posted on the FBI's website.
Hopefully he looks familiar to someone. It has been 3 days now since Oprah's bombshell interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle aired in the U.S., and it is still a trending topic in the States and across the pond. A lot of fallout here. Queen Elizabeth issuing a statement yesterday saying the entire family was saddened by the challenging experiences the couple faced. She also promised to privately address revelations about a racist remark from an unnamed royal directed at their son Archie. The statement is the first comment by Buckingham Palace following Harry and Meghan's 2-hour explosive television interview. The couple alleging that Meghan had experienced racism and callous treatment during her time in the royal family. Still ahead here, demand for the COVID-19 vaccine still far exceeds supply. But why are manufacturers struggling to keep up? The answer straight ahead.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up.
Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
With the help of a third vaccine in the U.S., supply is slowly beginning to catch up with demand. The manufacturing of any vaccine, however, is a challenge. But why? Here's our why guy.
They are working around the clock, racing to meet demand. 3 manufacturers are now contributing to the nation's vaccine supply. While the situation is getting better, there are still people who want it but can't get it.
Keep on saying they don't have it, or they don't have enough vaccination, or they don't have the appointments.
More than 2 months after the first shot, let's look at why the country's vaccine supply has been such a challenge. The production of any vaccine is monitored more rigorously than just about any other manufacturing process.
There's a much higher bar for making sure that you've done it right.
Pfizer and Moderna are using a completely new approach. Before now, the creation of vaccines using messenger RNA has been limited to research labs, but never mass-produced. There are numerous issues to watch and test. Dr. Amber Schmidtke is a public health microbiologist who once worked for the CDC.
One thing you're going to want to check for is contamination. You want to make sure that you're not introducing something that could hurt someone.
Scientists use genetic information extracted from the coronavirus, then package it so it can safely teach the body's immune system to react if it encounters the real thing. Part of the manufacturing process is making sure the information is good.
You don't want to inject something that's degraded and unlikely to stimulate that immune response. Because the very last thing we want in any of this is for someone to come away from a vaccine appointment and then find out that the vaccine was, inactive.
Pharmaceutical companies are looking for ways to accelerate production. That includes help from rival companies.
And if you have a question for our Why Guy, be sure to hit us up on all of the information you see right there, Facebook, Twitter, or email. We'll be right back. Morning.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the first of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up.
Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts.
Talk about a slam dunk for fans. More fans will be allowed in the stands at Hawks games. State Farm Arena moving from 8 to 20% capacity, which is about 3,000 tickets per home game. The organization says it will monitor coronavirus conditions and add or take away seats as necessary. Single game tickets are now on sale. Have a great day, everybody.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
And the fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk